What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 13th day of September, and here we are sitting at about $115.7 thousand with 9 hours and 56 minutes left in the day. We made a video just like this yesterday at this exact same time, and we were at the very, very low point of the day. Here we are at this same time of the day at the low point of the day, calling for the day to even come up and close green. Even against the indicators. I wonder if we'll have the same outlook today. Let's see. 9 hours, 55 minutes left in the day. I want to say the same thing that I've said over the past few days. If we move down to 114,000 or lower, Bitcoin is still fine. Okay? If we move down below $114,000, that's a higher low. We are not in jeopardy. This is not a, I mean, yes, it is a lower high, but this does not mean that we are going to lower lows. Okay, we can go down below 114K again, and everything's fine. A little bit of volatility. Who would have seen that coming? Out of all the days that we've had, who would have seen a little volatility coming? I'm just saying. Looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame, if it'll load, here we go. I don't know, that's kind of a good 1 hour look so far. We got 55 minutes left in this candle. Let's see how it goes, you know what I mean? But that's kind of a good look so far, coming down and then coming back up. That's a little tweezer bottom relative right there. If we're looking at the indicators, looking at our RSI and the stochastics and the MACD overall is bullish. We do have some bearish momentum building right now that could provide lower prices. The stochastics are in an area where we could expect to see them bounce, but typically you do get oversold. This is the 1, 2, 3rd time now that we have been in this area, and if we bounce here, it would be the 3rd time in a row that we've gone down here and not actually gotten oversold, which is pretty miraculous. Typically, you don't do that unless you're in bullish situations. You're moving down here and there's no volume. You're moving up each time and there seems to be volume. So interesting there. You do have lower lows in the RSI, and we've maintained higher lows this whole time, but right now, if we close here, we have 54 minutes left in this hour right now. If we close here, we'll be closing a lower low, so then we would have lower lows in the RSI and in the price. And that indicates a shift in momentum. So depending on what we do, this is another one of those moments where I'll say, I wish that I was making this video an hour later, because if I was, we'd have some more clear resolution here. I think this hour is pretty important today. This 14th hour of the day. I think it's very important, because if we close it red, we likely will go lower. And I shouldn't even say that. I should say if we close it at 115.7K or lower, then we likely do go lower. But if we close it higher than that, then it's very possible that we do continue to go higher. The RSI, if we close higher than that, would look bullish. The stochastics would likely bounce off the oversold zone. And then the MACD, while building bearish momentum here, you still are overall bullish, and you do have lower lows in the oscillators with higher lows in the price still. So there is hidden bullish divergence there as well. I'm not getting a clear directional heading, at least as of now. Things look very bullish overall, so even if we do move down, I don't know if it would be too significant. The 4 hour time frame here, getting overbought consistently, as is the stochastics. And then the MACD does have bearish divergence, double bearish divergence, I might add, which this might be the one implication here that we do have lower to go to some kind of significant degree. You know, 115.7K now, might we go down to about 114.5K or lower? I think it's possible. Maybe as low as $113,000. I think it's possible. And again, if we go down to 114.5 to $113,000, that's really not a problem. That's okay. The goal would be to close above 113.5K. Okay, we don't want to close a day below 113.5K, but it's okay to go below there as long as we come back up by the end of the day, right? So maybe today's Saturday. I was calling for a bullish weekend, but maybe today's Saturday is a bearish day. Maybe it's not such a bullish day after all. I'm curious. Let's see what this is doing here. Shorts and longs are still pretty split, 50-50. It is the weekend, so less of them are piled on now than there were over the past few days. I mean, if there was a time to move down over the weekend, it's definitely the right time to do so. We're at a make it or break it point now. I really feel like if I made this video in an hour, it would be a little bit more decisive. So depending on what we do here in the next hour, and maybe even the next 2, maybe even by the end of this 4 hour candle here, this the 12th 4-hour candle, the 14th hour candle. If we can close these green, if we can come up and close these green, then we're moving up higher. But if we close it red here or lower, we're likely going lower. And to the area that I would consider would be about 113K to 114.5K. Something in that zone there, okay? Maybe 114.4K. Sounds about right. You're pretty overbought. You know, you've been hot. You look good. You can come down that far and still you might be bouncing on your RSI. If you came down that far, you might be bouncing right at this like 45, 40 level on the RSI, which is that's what you've been doing. So that wouldn't be a problem. You did that back here as well. So we're just looking to hold that. We don't want to get down into the oversold zone. If we get oversold, if we're moving lower, then, you know, and if we don't hold that 113.5K level on a daily closing basis, then the odds of us going lower than our low at 107.3K, they go back up, okay? And really closing below 112.5K is what would be that kind of nail in the coffin. 112 point, yeah, let's say 112.5. Let's say that, yeah, 112.5K. And again, if we go lower than this low, the target area intended would be something of about 106,000 to 102,000, probably closer to 104, 105K. That doesn't mean that that's where I think we're going. I don't believe that we're going down there anymore. We did consider that for quite a while in this lower range here. But at this point in time, I think what we're looking for is a higher low, right? We're looking for a higher low. Come on now. It's being glitchy. It didn't draw it. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Higher low, and then we move on up. Okay, something like that. Daily MACD looks pretty damn good. Stochastics look great. The RSI is at an area to reject, but it's the weekend, so even if you reject here, I'm not going to hold it against you. Sometimes we get a bearish Saturday just to have a bullish Sunday. With everything being said that we're looking at so far, we are moving up right now. And again, I think I need to be very clear because I've taken a rather bearish stance in this video. Not terribly bearish, just, you know, something that's down about $2,000 at the most from where we are now. Or I guess it would be $2,800 at the most from where we are now. But again, it's not. We won't be looking bearish if this next hour in this next 48-minute time frame, if we can close at this price or higher, we're not inherently bearish. If we can close the 4-hour time frame at this price or higher, we're not inherently bearish. But if we close lower than this price, we close below 115.7K on either of those time frames, I think that would up the chances that we do in fact go lower. It seems fickle, it seems technical, but this is technical analysis. That's kind of the point of it all. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame because it is so fickle. Let's just see. What's the 15-minute time frame telling us? Come on now. The 15-minute, in my opinion, is telling us that we're going lower as well. I don't know, though. That's a nice little tweezer bottom there. I don't know, though. I don't know. I want to wait for this hour to close. Should I just keep talking until the hour's up? I don't think so. That's not what we're going to do. But by the time you guys watch this, hopefully you're aware of what's going on. And if we are closing green, if we're back up above like $116,000 at any point today, as far as like a closing basis goes, maybe not at any point as far as a wicking basis goes, but a closing basis on a 1-hour time frame or higher, if we're closing above 116K again, I would say that we're not going lower, that we are in fact moving higher. And that would make a lot of sense because, again, looking at this, why is it taking so long? This thing is glitching out here. Hold on, y'all. There we go. As far as where we are, I think it would make more sense to go up to this golden ratio zone before we turn around at all. But maybe, you know, on our path higher, maybe we do check back at various areas. We go to 114.5K and then come back up. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, moving up, like from here, from a low to a high, there were red days still. That doesn't mean that you rejected anything or you were like pulling back and really correcting, right? This is a kind of consolidation phase here, I suppose, but I don't know. On your path higher, you can have red days. It would just make more sense, in my opinion, to stop at about 117.6 to 118.8K and then come down. But just because that would make more sense to me based off this very significant fib, doesn't mean that it has to happen. So wait and see. Wherever we close in this next hour and 46 minutes, that's what will help determine what we're going to do over the next couple of days, probably. Okay. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.